Hey, it's Chris and Haley. We are here in Muncie, Indiana, and today Haley and I are detectives. We're gumshoes. We are here to solve a murder through an app on a phone that we found that takes you through different parts of Muncie to solve the mystery of this murder. We don't know what it is yet. We haven't started, but come along, let's go find out. All right, we got it. So what's it say, Haley?
You just graduated from the academy when Commander Mahoney, the chief of police, calls and says he needs you now. Murder on the streets of Muncie, Indiana. Your job is to piece together the evidence, identify the killer, and issue an arrest warrant.
All right. So what do we do?
We start the tour.
All right, start the tour. Let's do it.
Okay. It wants us to watch a gameplay tutorial.
They want us to what?
A gameplay tutorial.
Okay.
Detectives, there's been a murder. The city needs your help. I'm Commander Mahoney, Chief of Police. Before I give you the case briefing, I'll pass you over to Detective Murray. He may not be a great detective, but hopefully he can give you an adequate briefing. Please follow the tutorials below before starting the experience. You can do this before getting to the game area.
All right. So let's do it.
I'm Detective Murray, and I'll be giving you a quick tutorial before you hit the streets. Now, you're probably wondering why a detective is on tutorial duty. Don't get on Mahoney's bad side. They don't call him No Baloney Mahoney for nothing, and that's all I'll say about that. Now, there's a few things you should know before you get going. In general, your job as new detectives is to travel to the various locations marked on the map, which I'll show you in a second. Here you listen to the audio and keep track of any evidence or clues you find. You know, detective stuff. We've identified 5 possible suspects whom you'll learn more about when Mahoney briefs you on the case. At the end, you'll issue an arrest warrant and meet with the legend himself to see if you picked up the right perp. When you issue your arrest warrant at the end, you'll also get a case performance score based on how you did. I'll tell you how that works in a minute. Alright, so if you look to the bottom of the screen, you'll see a map icon in the middle.
Yep.
Go ahead and tap on it. Here you'll see the locations to visit. I'm sure a group of smart detectives like yourselves can figure this out, but I'll start you at 1 and end with 11, which is where you'll issue the arrest warrant. I'll use the second location to show you how it works. Now, go ahead and tap on the icon labeled 2 from the map. Now tap again on the title. Here you'll see the location details content. From top to bottom, you'll first see the location details, which includes the address and an image of what to focus your attention on while you're listening to the audio. If you're driving, try to park so that you get a good view of location the image shows before playing the audio. If you're walking, just try to match what you see on the screen with what you see in person. Below the location details, you'll see the location title and the first audio clip, which either interviews from Detective Parham or anonymous callers to the tip line. Below that, you'll see audio clip number 2. These are from our lead forensic investigator, Aspen, and will either brief you on some evidence found nearby or on a flag from our facial recognition system, FRAS. Below the audio clip, you'll see a map and an image. The map marks the location where the evidence was found or the security footage captured, while the image will either show the evidence itself or a still shot from the FRAS footage. Now, considering you don't have all day to travel to these locations as well, you can stay where you are and Aspen will brief you on any relevant information. Each location will have 2 or 3 audio transmissions to listen to.
All right.
If you scroll down some more, you'll see that Aspen marks the relevant information for this location on the map. Oh, and FYI, as you progress in your investigation, you can always scroll back through the stops to replay the audio, read the transcripts, or check out the map. Under the map, you'll find Commander Mahoney's detective skill tests. This is where the case performance score I told you about earlier comes into play. The Commander wants to see how his new recruits stack up, so you'll have to answer a question at each location to prove you got the skills to pay the bills.
Skills to pay the
Questions are
bill.
based on your location, so you'll have to look around to find the answer. Hopefully you brought your magnifying glass. Don't worry though, it's not too bad. It'll only test your attention to detail, instincts, decision making, observation skills, logic, problem solving, critical thinking, inductive reasoning, spatial awareness, adaptability, pattern recognition, sense of direction, math skills, pizza topping preferences, you know, the standard
This guy
stuff,
likes the
really.
sound of his own
Yeah, I
voice.
think so too.
Just tap on the answer, then submit. Oh, and he's pretty quick with this stuff, so he'll let you know right away if you got it right, but you'll have to wait to the end to see your final score. All right, so under the detective test, you'll find Aspen's intel. She's taken the liberty of putting some notes together, summarizing the main points to focus on from this location's audio clips. They should help you stay organized and are easy to refer back to as you go. This is the experience's normal mode. If you'd like to go really test your skills and play on hard mode, it's simple. Just don't use Aspen's intel. It'll all be up to you and your detective wits.
Let's do it.
All right, detectives. That's it for the gameplay tutorial. If you tap on the 3 lines icon at the top right, then again on getting started, you'll find yourself back at the main screen. Tap on app navigation tutorial for the final brief.
So we got another brief before we can go on?
I don't know. Next.
Sure.
Location 500 West North Street Box, 349 Muncie, Indiana.
So did we?
Before playing the audio. Where's the audio?
So we got to go there before we play the audio?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Haley and I, hold on. So Haley and I are on our way to the first part of this case. So let's go solve the murder. We don't know who got killed yet. So here we go. All right, Haley and I have made it to the second part. We are at 500 West North Street, right? Yep. Right. So now we got to listen to the tutorial.
Ready?
Yes.
Greetings, detectives. I'm Commander Mahoney, and if you hadn't already guessed, you're Chief of Police. Looks like you got the technical brief from Aspen and figured out how to use the map. Wonderful. Now, I know you guys just graduated from the academy, but listen, we need your help. And damn budget cuts have our precinct's assets tapped pretty thin. There's been a murder.
Oh no.
And we need to catch the bastard before they target anyone else. Now, usually I'd give you a proper briefing here at the precinct, but sadly we just don't have the time. I've been sent your records from the academy, and see you folks graduated top of your class. Congratulations.
Woohoo.
You should be proud, really. You're detectives now. No rest for the weary, though. It's time to get to work. I need you to hit the streets and solve this crime.
We're on the
Oh,
streets.
and one more
We're on
thing.
the sidewalk.
As you go from location to location, you'll hear audio from Detective Parham's questioning. I sent him out earlier today to do some preliminary questioning and give you a head start. All right, that about sums it up. Play the next brief for the lowdown on the scene of the crime.
Yes. We're on the first scene.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Welcome to the scene of the crime, detectives. At approximately 2:30 a.m. this morning, Officer Pinello found the body of Mr. Hartley while out on routine patrol.
Mr. Hartley.
The body was found on the ground, surrounded by a pool of blood. He was found wearing blue jeans, casual dress shirt, and a black jacket. A cellular phone and wallet were found beside the body, although there was no credit, debit, or identification cards inside.
Oh no.
Nor was there any cash, no surprise there. There was a library card, though, which we used to identify the body. I guess the killer didn't want to check out any books. We checked the security camera footage, and unfortunately, it doesn't
This
show
isn't
this
a
exact
library.
area.
No.
We were able to see Mr. Hartley walk towards the area at 12:55 a.m., though. About 15 minutes later, a hooded figure can be seen walking towards the area with an unidentifiable object. Neither were seen after that. There were some footprints found leading up to where the body was found, though, one of which had a small pool of the victim's blood in it. Unfortunately, it's a pretty old system, and the footage is just too blurry to make out anything else substantial. There were some footprints found leading up to where the body was found, though, one of which had a small pool of the victim's blood in it.
Ooh.
You can thank Dr. Bob of our forensics team. He determined the footprint was from a boot.
Ooh.
A men's size 9 or a woman's size 11. After checking our extensive database, we matched the tread pattern to that of a Timberland Redwood Falls casual boot. Whatever a casual boot is. Blood splatter analysis suggests the culprit was between 5'7" and 6 feet tall, and most likely right-handed. And listen up, they also found a few small wood fibers in his hair, suggesting the murder weapon was made of wood. The autopsy confirmed his injuries were consistent with blunt force trauma to the head, resulting in a near immediate death. At least he didn't suffer. All right, detectives, that's about it. Play the last brief for a rundown on the characters.
All right.
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
So we want to go to the first one.
Andrew Hartley,
Andrew Hartley.
the victim.
The
All right, detectives. I'll give you a quick briefing on our victim. And don't forget, you can refer back to this screen if you want to revisit the
You
information
should have
as you
waited in
go.
the car.
Our victim was identified as Andrew James Hartley, 34 years old, married to Kelsey Leanne Hartley. No children. Worked at an advertising firm in the graphic design department. No siblings. Parents retired and moved to Panama a few years back. Only extended family we could find is an uncle, Robert Jackson Hartley, who recently passed, and cousin Melissa Jade Hartley. Lots on the wife's side, though. We've yet to determine any motive. No known criminal affiliations or enemies. Seem to keep a pretty low profile. We're digging a little deeper, but that's all we have for now. I've also put together a brief on each person of interest. You'll find them along with the audio. I suggest listening as each character is introduced. Now you'll also come across Mel and Ferris. I don't have much on these two as we just identified them as possible persons of interest. I'm sure you'll get what you need as you go. Alright, enough of my yammering. I'm sure you're itching to hit the streets and catch this asshole.
Yes.
Until you figure this out, the monster will continue roaming the streets. The whole city is counting on you, detectives. Oh, and, don't forget, there's no one else. You're all we've got. Good luck, detectives.
All right, so Haley and I decided we have to listen through these briefings, that we'd rather do it in a warm car than sitting outside. So here we go.
Phil Tucker, person of interest.
Phil Tucker.
All right, let's see. First up, we have Filbert Tucker. Goes by Phil. Probably a good decision with that name, huh, Phil? 22-year-old male, Caucasian, 5'8", and 130 pounds, soaking wet. A caller to the tip line mentioned he was out harassing people in the morning for change near where the body was found. He's known in our system as a repeat offender, the junkie type, always looking for that next fix. We've picked him up for mostly small petty stuff, B&E, pickpocketing, etc. Murder seems a bit out of the ordinary for Phil, but that's how it goes with this type. The severity of their crime often escalates with their addiction.
Oh,
All right. Wait. So the reason why we're laughing is because while we are here and when we are outside, there is a man that's over at the shelter that fits Phil's description. So, all right, move on.
All right. Kelsey Hartley, person of interest. It's always the wife.
Kelsey Hartley, wife of victim.
Dad said it's the
31,
butler.
stands 5'7",
There's a butler?
135 pounds. Born in Hong Kong, but moved here when she was 7. The two married about 4 years back, but it wasn't exactly a model marriage, if you get my meaning. Works as an insurance adjuster. Her boss saw her on the news and called the tip line to let us know she was caught having an affair with a coworker a few months back.
Wow.
Said she'd suspected it for a while and thought it might help the case. She also mentioned Mrs. Hartley's work performance hasn't been great lately. So take from that what you will.
All right. And last?
Last, Albion Burrows.
Next up we have Albion. Is that right? Albion Burrows, 43 years old, 6 foot, 180 pounds. Lives in the same building as the victim. Was picked up a few years back on a misdemeanor assault charge after a late-night bar fight. Did a few months and was released on parole. No reported incidents since. Bounced from job to job, unskilled manual labor type gigs. No known association with the victim other than living in the same building.
All right. So what do we move to next? We got Aspen Intel.
Yes.
Don't we have, isn't there supposed to be like a question?
It is not here.
All right. So I guess, what do we hit?
Just
Case briefing, body found.
230. Boot tread, size 9 Timberland, wood fibers and hair, Andrew Hartley, figure approaching at 110. I
You don't have to click that at all?
Nope.
Nope, okay. So,
That's it.
all right.
That
So,
was kind of boring.
yeah, it kind of just took us to the area of the murder, which is right here in front of us, which is the swimming pool. So, Hartley was killed here at the swimming pool. So,
Should we put predictions in?
predictions.
What you think?
Huh.
Like, for the video.
I don't know. We might not have all our suspects yet. We only have certain.
Well, I already know who it is.
Haley says she already knows who it is.
I listen to murder podcasts for fun.
So, but anyhow, we're going to probably move on to our next area.